Chaos Emeralds, Gems of Miracles, please heed my call. I wish to save this world. I wish to cleanse my father's sin, and I wish to talk to Sonic once again. You have given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Thank you, Elise.
That body of light is the sign of a super-dimensional life
Shadow.
form. Standard attacks won't work
Understood.
on him. He eats dimensions
Silver,
for lunch.
it's your turn.
But there should be something
I'll
that's
take care of
anchoring him
this.
in...
This is the end. Prepare to...
That body of light is the sign of a super-dimensional
It's all you,
life
Shadow.
form. Standard attacks won't work on
Understood.
him. He eats dimensions for lunch.
Silver,
But
it's your turn.
there should be something that's anchoring him in...
I'll take care of this. This is the end. Prepare to meet your doom.
At long last, Mephiles and Iblis have rejoined to form the eternal sun god known as Solaris. Alright, at the very start of the battle, you want to press the Y button twice to switch to playing as Silver and start grabbing rocks out of the air and throwing them back at Solaris. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are you playing as Silver when the other two hedgehogs, when you prefer to play as the other two hedgehogs? Well, you see, the answer is that the game doesn't let you damage Solaris with any hedgehog other than Silver initially, because the first phase of his boss battle is comprised of 3 separate chunks, and as I'm sure you can discern based on that number alone, each chunk you fight as a different hedgehog. So you have to start fighting as Silver, then you go on to Shadow, and then you end with Sonic, which I guess kind of makes sense because it is, you know, Sonic's game. I know it's been a while since we've played. Actually, well, I guess not. Because we played as him in Kingdom Valley, so I guess it hasn't actually been all that long since we've played as Slime. But it's been a while since we've played his story, so I guess it is kind of, you know, it's easy to forget sometimes. I guess it is actually Sonic's game. So anyway, a little annoying thing that happens when you play as Silver is that if you even if you press and hold the X button and then release, oh no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to switch characters because even if you press the X button and then release, you may not necessarily throw the rocks back at Solaris, which is annoying. So when you run low on rings as one character, you basically just have to twiddle around with the other characters for a little bit until their rings recharge. And there's no way you can see that. Like, I can't see all the 3 characters' rings, which is actually something that would have been really useful to have here. So I can see whether it's good to change back or not. And it's probably not even safe for me to do this, but I really just want to get Silver's phase over with. So it should take a few more hits. No, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, let's do one more hit. No, that wasn't enough. I gotta change. I you may be thinking, why are you switching so early? You still have a couple rings to go. Because sometimes what happens is that either that beam attack or the rocks will fly at me from a direction I cannot foresee, and when I get hit by it, and I'm that low, I lose those rings. Like you saw in the beginning, before I could even control Shadow, I got hit by something, and that caused me to lose rings, even though I couldn't control my character. That kind of stuff happens, and I lost 10 rings as a result of it, and I couldn't even, control Shadow. So when I can control Silver, and I'm that low, I don't really want to take any risk of actually losing. Alright, is that enough? Nope, still not enough. We're getting there. We're definitely getting very low. I can see it starting to crack a little bit. It's just annoying that it takes this long for your rings to recharge, because the button input is not always that precise.
This might even be a fair fight.
So unless you get really lucky with the button, you basically just have to keep switching back and forth until eventually you throw enough things at him for his armor to crack. Like that. Thank God. No more Silver. Okay. When the yellow starts to come off him, you can now switch characters, and the next person we have to fight as is Shadow, and thankfully, fighting as Shadow is a lot easier than fighting as Silver. Basically, what you have to do, you just have to move up and down like this, charging up your attack, wait for his arm to move away, and then press and hold the X button, and then release to unleash the army back at him. And you'll see his health is going down much quicker than it was with Silver, because this is actually a, this is actually a competent way to do damage to him. And there you go. Look at how much easier that was when compared to Silver.
Take care of this. Good luck, Sonic.
Okay, alright, it's my turn. Let's have some fun, Solaris.
Thanks for that, Solaris. I gotta tell you, I really did appreciate getting bipped on like that. Okay, so what you want to do is when he extends his body like that, you want to zoom in on him. You can't do that when he has his arm up. You want to wait for him to extend his body like that. And if you, like I said, if you press, you may be wondering how I'm charging it up. If you press and hold the A button while you're moving back and forth, that'll help you charge it up. I don't actually know if moving helps you charge it up any faster, but it feels like it does to me, so I do it anyway. Alright, once that final stuff comes off him, you can attack with any character you like. And if you choose to attack with Silver, you're either mildly deranged, or you just prefer a challenge. Now, I want to really finish with Shadow, or with Sonic, but just because I'm really low on rings as Sonic, I don't want to run the risk of committing die. So we're going to finish it off with Shadow, because that's a nice... Actually, wait, do you? I think you actually might have to finish with Sonic. I think you do have to finish with Sonic. I lied. Don't listen to me. You have to finish with Sonic. I just needed to... oh, God, Jesus Christ. Why? Okay. We'll do another loop, then. We'll do another quick loop around, just so that we can get health back for Sonic. This isn't going to do any damage, but just, I lost the rings there, so I have to keep switching around until we get back to Sonic. Okay, is this gonna be enough? No, it's not. Switch, thank you. Okay. Oh, what? I couldn't control my character. Okay, that took a lot less time than it did the first time around. I guess I got much more lucky with the button input for Silver than I did the first time around. And because it took less time, I have more rings with Sonic than I did previously, so now I should be able to finish off this first phase of Solaris rather quickly. Just do the same thing you did in the third chunk with Sonic. And then, after a couple more hits, his first phase will be over.
Is it over?
No, it's not over yet. I guess it's not gonna be that easy.
Is it impossible to defeat a super-dimensional being after all?
No, something's different. Computer wall, powerful consciousness coming from Solaris.
What? A consciousness? That thing got his core! Even if we can't stop his core, we can stop his consciousness!
Look! There's a strange thing in the middle of Solaris! Isn't that the core?
Let's see how long you can keep up that big attitude. switch with me. I'll release you from the chains of the past.
You can do it, Shadow. Short on rings! Use the Y-button to switch with me! The root of all our problems! I will defeat you, Solaris! I will protect the future!
Use the Y button to switch me. All right, it's my turn. Let's have some fun, Solaris. The present day, the here and now that you've stolen, time to take it back.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't talking at all there just because, you know, I wanted to make it cinematic for the purpose of the walkthrough. But I did put text in to help explain. Long story short, wait till he attacks, then you can use your attacks. And I'm honestly shocked that I managed to actually do damage with Silver there. I genuinely thought that I was just gonna immediately die when I had to do with Silver, but it worked out for the end. It worked out well in the end. Anyway, that is the final boss, Solaris, completed. And now I bestow upon you the epilogue, or if you will, the final cutscene of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Did you destroy it?
No. That is the true Solaris.
Look, Elise. This is Solaris, the flame of hope.
It's so beautiful.
When the flame has grown large enough, our world will change. Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to rectify past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
Will we be able to see Mama?
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
This is where everything began. Who knew such a tiny flame could bring such devastation? If we put out this flame, Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster, right? But our encounter... You and I will never meet. It will never have happened. To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Elise, just smile.
Miss Elise? It felt like someone was calling me. I'm sure it's just the wind. Of course. But it felt so familiar somehow.
My God, I love this game. The music that plays in that final cutscene is very, very bittersweet, I guess is the term I'm looking for here. I really love almost everything about this game. I really can't help but feel that the reason why this game is so widely hated is just because a couple people said it was bad, and then took to the internet, and everyone's like, oh, hey, look at this game, isn't it so bad? I feel like it has to do partially with maybe the idea that it's quote-unquote fun when you're talking with your friends to be like, hey, remember Sonic 06, remember that terrible game? And then they all laugh at how bad it is. I really don't think it's actual complaints. I feel like it's more of a stigma about the game that, oh no, it's really so bad. But like I would really love to see, because I've asked my friends, what is it about this game that you don't like? What do you think is bad? Most of them, in fact all of them, can't answer me. They just say, dude, it's bad. It's the worst game in the Sonic franchise. No one that I've talked to has given me a direct answer as to what it is about this game that they don't like. One person has. Spaceman has told me he doesn't like the level design, which I actually don't really agree with that, just because for Sonic's story, definitely, and I think even for Shadows, maybe a little bit in Silver's, not as much. There are a lot of different ways you can go through most of the stages. Some of them not so much, but there's a lot of stages that offer a lot of different ways to go through, so I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's all he had to say. So if anyone wants to sit down with me and talk about why you don't like this game, I welcome that. I really just genuinely want to know what is it about this game that people don't like, because me personally, I really like it. I don't know what it is that people have such a big issue with. Now, I have my personal issues, of course, but I have personal issues with pretty much every game. That wouldn't be enough for me to call it the worst game ever made. I mean, I really, for instance, the whole Elise thing with Sonic and Elise, I don't think anyone's gonna rush to the defense of that, because it's just, yeah, that came out in full swing in this episode, didn't it, with the whole bestiality thing. And then, of course, there's time travel is kind of sloppy a little bit. Like, I know I was defending it last time in Silver Story, and I did, because there are legitimate explanations for it, but the game isn't really explicit with those explanations. You have to explain it for the game. The game doesn't really explain it for you, which is a minor issue I have with the time travel in this game. There's also a question of what are they celebrating in the end if Solaris is dead. I could just say, okay, maybe they're celebrating the town, maybe they're just celebrating that he is dead, I don't know. That's a minor detail for me. Then, of course, there's the how do Sonic and Elise know about each other if the entire game was erased from history. I could just chalk it up to some Sonic equivalent of the Force, like, even after this, I still feel his presence in the wind, something similar to that. Gameplay-wise, the Mach Speed sections, yeah, I'll concede to that. They're a little finicky. I've just played them so many times that I've come to enjoy them, so that's not really a problem for me, but I can see how these can be annoying. I really love End of the World, of going through almost all the different levels with the different characters, and Solaris is an awesome boss battle. It's a little tedious in the beginning with Silver, like I said, but once you get past that point, it's really fun. And the second phase, with the music playing in the background, is awesome. That music track, Solaris Phase 2. The music in this game is really, really great. The biggest issue I can think of, because gameplay-wise, it doesn't play out differently from the adventure games. Story-wise, yeah, there's a couple issues, like I said, but when the gameplay is so similar to the adventure games, and the story isn't all that terrible. I mean, okay, it's still convoluted, but it doesn't make it bad. There are still some elements, like I said, the Princess Elise storyline with Sonic, but that's not enough for it to be called the worst game of all time. The closest thing I can think of are the loading screens, which, yes, if you boot this up for the first time and you don't know about the loading screens and you're not prepared for them, they will definitely get on your nerves. But glitch-wise, I don't really encounter all that many glitches, that could just be my luck, but with the amount of time I've played this game, you'd think I'd have encountered a lot of them at this point, which I haven't. I really do love this game. The story, like I said, it's convoluted, but I like that. I like that it's really deep and complex, more so than your typical Sonic story. The gameplay is similar to the adventure games, so that's not really... I enjoy the gameplay, I enjoy the Mach Speed sections. The only thing I don't really enjoy are some of the side characters in the vehicles, but you don't really play side characters all that much, and there aren't that many vehicle sections, so it's fine. I really want to know what it is about this game that gets people riled up so much. I can only imagine it's technical issues, but technical issues aren't that prevalent, for me at least, so please, if you want to talk to me about it, I encourage you to do so. If you have something to say in the comments below, please let me know. I really want to know what it is that's so contentious about this game. Beyond that, that's it for this episode of Sonic 2006. Thank you all for sticking with me throughout this walkthrough. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next walkthrough, and until then, this has been a game. As Disney signing off, saying hope you have a fantastic Oracle day, and I will catch you all next time for the next walkthrough on the channel. Goodbye, enjoy the rest of the credits, and his world for the 4th time.
don't sound